But speaking of Castlevania,
Sorry.
so the thing is, I still love that game, but not because of these new characters. The new characters.
Do I want to pick up the map? I'm kind of avoiding supporting DLC. Kind of.
Okay. Well,
but I just
so that map is. It's good in that it's appropriately difficult. It's a lot harder than Stage 6.
You get Chivos
and most of the people I've been playing with are too afraid to like go in there by themselves. You know, it's tough, and the boss is really hard.
Is it worth it? Is it worth the experience?
I don't know. I mean, and the two new characters, the thing is, they're not as deep as
some of the characters in
the characters they have. Like Julius,
you never played this, right?
Julius has
you and Nolan should run.
Julius has an 8-way whip, which is new, and he also has a few new martial arts moves. Like he has like a pretty cool teleport. But outside of that, like all the sub weapons are the ones that he has. All the sub weapons. Jonathan
Jonathan.
He has no new sub weapons, and he has less sub weapons than Jonathan. He only has all the classic ones. You know, so I mean that kind of sucks. And he has the 8-way whip, and it's great.
To have in that game,
but he's still kind of underpowered. He's like even less powered.
People less powered than.
He's kind of like a Jonathan, who was already kind of underpowered, mainly because when you get to a point, the sub weapons are so slow to upgrade.
Yeah,
and you get Yoko, and she starts off with 3 spells. And she doesn't get any more spells. She's kind of like a Shinoa type character. And the weakness with those characters is, you know, you spam out all your magic and
kind of useless.
Then you become kind of useless. You know, Charlotte could do the heal charge like battery thing, and the other characters could use melee weapons, so they didn't have those problems. So they both seem a little underpowered, and you know, without getting a ton of new abilities that you haven't seen before, they can get kind of old, and you kind of want I want to go back to Soma and get some souls and use a badass sword.
You got Yoko and Julius.
Yoko and Julius, yeah.
So there was 2 other characters you were expecting?
They haven't released them yet.
But which characters were they again?
Well, they've confirmed Maria.
Oh, Maria.
Young Maria. And the other character, there was rumor that it would be Hammer from the Sorrow series. But, you know, I would like to see Richter, but I don't really see another whip user being in there. But the thing is, I got this, and I didn't even really play much of Chapter 7 much. It was just, I was just doing, like Diablo, I was just doing Diablo runs. I mean, Dracula runs over and over again.
Oh, God.
Because there's one item. There's an item, a couple items. Just like Diablo, I know it's out there.
One item. What? A couple items.
But it's mainly been one item. And I know it's out there. And I want it so bad. And I was like, I'm just going to keep playing over and over again. And eventually it'll drop.
Were you ever eventually it'll drop. Were you one of those people you just go on eBay and just buy it?
No. I mean, I think once or twice I bought a rune to complete a rune word that I really wanted. Just because, like, the entire game was filled with dupes anyways. The economy was so fucked. You can't
sell it in this game, right? You can't, like...
No. The thing is, you can't buy, sell, or trade. Otherwise, I'd have what I want. Because somebody would be like, here, Brad, I have 8 of them. But no, you know, I have to get the drop myself. So I've spent all week obsessing over this one item. I never got it.
Did you find it?
And the last time I played it, I started to get really down. I was like, man, I'm never going to get this.
And then you finally got it.
No, I never got it.
You want me to jump back in?
No.
You need me.
No, that's the thing. See, Carlos was playing all week, too. And I started to get really mad. Because every time I get a group to say, hey, this is just Dracula. It's Carlos' show. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll play, too.
I can't even understand what the fuck you're saying.
The thing is,
say what you just said, but don't say like a moron. Something about Carlos.
Yes. I get a group together, and I'd be really excited about Dracula runs, and then Carlos would show up.
And his double bazookas.
That's the thing. I'd get really pissed off because he's in there with his bazookas, not doing shit. And it's fair enough. Sometimes I'll just sort of sit at the beginning and play another game.
I love Carlos. Let him play Castlevania all he wants with you, but I don't want to play with that guy.
But see, it's different, though. Then the problem isn't that he's using bazookas. The problem is he has a chance of getting the item that I want before I do, and that would crush me. Specifically with this item, because it's a show-off item. It's the winged boots that I'm trying to get, because it lets you run twice as fast.
The winged boots. So now he can run twice as fast to Dracula to kill him again.
Exactly. This does have the
but that
Diablo 2
doesn't do you
thing.
Any good, right? Because you can't beat Dracula by yourself, so...
No, yeah, I can.
You can beat Dracula by yourself?
With Soma.
Well, if you're like an 8-person slaughter?
Or an Alucard, because I have the Yatsutsuna. But
have you been playing that game a lot or something?
I could probably destroy Dracula with Yoko now, because she's got a spell that's a good Dracula killer.
I guess I put that game down just to didn't play it. I have no interest in playing with anybody else.
But see, it does become this Diablo 2 loot thing, where... You know, I played Diablo 2, and what did I do? I fought the same boss over and over and over again. Why? To get better loot. Why did I want the better loot? So my character becomes more powerful, and I can do boss runs quicker and faster.
To fight that same boss.
To get better loot.
And ultimately, let me question. Ultimately, what effect does this have? You get to kill bosses quicker. Then what?
I get better loot
faster.
Okay, but then ultimately
you use that loot to kill the same boss faster.
Yeah, and then eventually what happens?
But that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Are you getting Chivos for this?
No.
Then what's the point?
Well, man, I could get. Yeah, you still get Chivos.
Yeah, I would argue that at that point it's.
You're missing the punchline of my thing. Yes, what I'm saying is that there is no point, and I'd be farming the same boss over and over again in Diablo 2, and I go, well, I need better loot so I can kill the boss faster. To get better loot to kill the boss faster. Well, where is the point where I win? Like, yay! I'm the greatest now. It's still me killing the bosses. So then that would happen. I'd be playing Diablo 2, and I'd be, I 10 hours straight. Yeah. And then I come into a realization like, the fuck am I doing? And I uninstall it. and that's how I kind of feel about this game. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get all this shit. I'm gonna get the winged boots and the Valman way. I'm gonna be fucking shit up so I can kill Dracula over again faster and better so I can
delete
more of the loot. Delete. Fuck it.
Did you delete it really?
Well, at least in Diablo 2, it's like, oh, you get this rare item. That means I can make this one other character build that hinged upon this item. So, or
it's not the same in this.
Or I'm wealthier, I can trade, or I can do some PvP. This game, it's really just.
Well, this game is such an isolated game that there's not that much stuff.
By the way, I found there's a way to level up your sub-weapons really fast. And it sucks because you never knew that with Jonathan. Uh-huh. The thing is, if you do survival mode, you go in with 2 players.
What's survival mode?
Survival mode is you go in with 2 players, and it's like a competition. Who can do more damage to the boss before the time runs out? Like the bosses are beefed up.
Really? I don't even remember this at all.
So the thing is, even if you die, you just respawn because the competition is who does the most damage.
So you just waste all.
So the thing is, you go to the first level boss. I mean, you don't even have to go walk to him. It just starts on the boss.
And you just waste all.
You start the map with somebody else, and you sub-weapon, die. The thing is, you get the ring that lets it take it from your life instead of your MP, so you can cast a whole bunch of it, and then you just die, and you do it again. Die, and you'll level up your bars like super quick.